Okay, hello, I am back. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, I'm gonna save a rant for when people come back in here, if they come back in here. This will be part 2 here. I wish my computer didn't crash, but it is crashing or freezing, I guess. I don't know what's wrong with it. Anyway. Okay, let's, I thought I fixed this bug. I think I did fix this bug here. Duration empty for, oh, now the duration's empty for everything, so need to fix this all around. Why did this not work? So I actually, no, I have that. These are all saved here. I was just starting to add stuff to prove out that I had the right idea here. Yes. Yes, to combine and open. Sure, get rid of that. Okay. Oh, boy. It's so rainy outside. I'm not sure. You probably can't hear the raindrops. I have my little window closed. But yeah, here in Seattle, it's quite rainy. Hi, Anya. Welcome back. I'm not sure if you and I were the only ones on this live stream this time, but I was just talking about the rain and how cozy it is inside anyway, if it's raining outside. But man, I don't know what to do about this computer. Like I said, it works great for months in a row, and I do something strenuous like streaming, I guess, and then it actually even works 75% of the time for that. But then sometimes it'll just freeze, and like the monitor is still working. Like, I can still see the display anyway, and then like I can't move the cursor or touch the keyboard or set the caps lock or anything. So it's just frozen. I don't know what the deal is. And like I said, I sent it back to System 76. They had it for a month. They said, I think you're thinking hard about something back. The stream has ended. I think you're thinking hard about something. Come back and the stream has ended. Sorry, I don't quite parse that. Anyway, I mean, System 76 seems to be the thing that people like for Linux computers. Oh, the audio is cool. Oh, shoot. Is it? No. The audio is quiet? Okay, it's not quiet. Okay, I'm sorry, Anya. Yeah, I'm not understanding you. Let's just keep moving on here. Don't worry about it. Oh, I see. Yeah, no, it's. I'm actually curious how long it is from the end of my audio. Because I'm trying to keep, in general, a pretty decent, just at least and whatever things, to keep the audio going, so it's not clear that I'm here, present anyway. And I'm sure I don't do it all that often, but I shouldn't be more than, I don't know, 15 seconds that I'm completely quiet. I'm curious how long it takes for the stream to end, how long it takes for YouTube to notice that the OBS stream is over. Oh, anyway, it is. It sucks a lot of the momentum out, though. I was in the middle of thinking about something, and I got to wait 5 minutes to get back here and load everything back up. Anyway, System 76, people like it for Linux, I guess, but I have had this machine for 6 years. Ever since I've gotten it, has had these problems. Like I said, I sent it back to them to look at it, and they couldn't find anything wrong with it. They had it for a month, and just were very disorganized about it, actually, when they actually sent it back to me and then told me I had to sign something to have it send it back to me when I already received it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not very impressed with that, with their build or their customer service, unfortunately. So here I am on a live stream complaining about them because I can't really afford to get a new computer every year. Anyway, maybe if this whole podcast thing takes off, that's what I'll do. I'll buy myself a computer. Anyway, where we're at here is that the durations aren't working for anything, and I don't know why, because I don't see how it could be returning none at all. Unless there's something about the format string there is giving me the issue. Oh. It's looking for the property, the attribute property. I just don't understand. Huh. Like this bothers me because like I do not have a mental model for how this is coming out none. This here is an edit row. Well, that's interesting. Control E. Maybe this is the issue. Oh. Okay. I don't know how that happened. So there's two things here. One is I don't know how that happened to my keyboard, but whatever. It's just might be a keyboard issue. The second thing is why is it logged here but not there? That should be showing up in here as an error. Feels pretty egregious. So as long as I'm here, I'm going to spend a minute going through this and seeing if I can't figure it out. So when it's actually doing the, it might not be in column, it might be in the actual drawing. Let's see here. So if I'm doing this, the formatter, format value, there's the try. Here are these guys all. Oh, it's not a formatting failure though. It's actually a value error. Duration. Why is the value error here? Get value. Is it? That's not the typing. In calc value in the wrap apply. So for some reason this wrapped apply is not catching the error. Or if it is, oh, is it forwarded? Maybe it's because of some other, no, not true. Okay, I bet you, huh. Okay, what did I change here? Oh, I actually fixed the issue. Okay. Well, let's do the exact same thing here. No, that's not that. case is it? Aggravating. Huh. Well, okay, so this is not that one. Everything but that. No. This is the only other one here. Oh, it is. This one. Type val.val is none. Well, that's interesting. That seems like it should be that it was a failure. How is it? It makes sense that the type value has a type wrapper because it's I mean, if you try to change the type of a error, it's going to give you an error too. Then the cell val seems like it should be a type exception wrapper. Cell val is none. That's the issue. Why is reply actually returning a none? The function returns none. How would this type be none? So this is some deep visual magic that I've relied on for years, like over 5 years at this point, and I've not seen this happen. The idea is that when we get an error while computing some column, it's going to give us the error message in here. Where if it's there's like 3 or 4 different steps that it takes. It's going to look at the actual calculation, then the typing, then the formatting, and they should each give a slightly different indicator of what's going on, but they should all be accessible via the Z Control E to look at the error message. And here it's just returning none. And not only is it showing none, which is wrong, but maybe it'd be more understandable. The reply thing is returning none, which it should never do unless the function is returning. Let's see if get value could possibly return none. Oh, if it's cached. No, we aren't caching it though. Let's just try an experiment here. If we always call calc value instead of get value, will that show us always C? So it's the same damn thing. So the calc value somehow oh, that's a column. Okay, here we go. Column, getter, and that's in the attribute column. Getter, getter deep. So if we can't find it, it returns none. So it's just, I think this might be getter deep's problem here. But also, why is it, that's weird. Why is it exposing this? That's not right. Well, actually maybe it is because it's not in the utils. Or it can't be in the utils. Okay, so never mind about that. Okay. Get attr deep. So this is a visit of cleverness. You can actually make a column named duration dot, or I don't know, row dot foo, and it'll reach into the row in the key and then into the foo subkey under the next to that dictionary there, and it'll do the right thing. And so this is this function that does that. And so we kind of keep going down here, and then there's a place at the end here, must be where it is. Getter, we should be getting the none. Oh, okay, here we go. So this is it. So, wow, how does this ever work? So I guess an attr column can never have an error in it? Well, that's bunkum. I think we just want the key missing error. I think that's the problem here, is we're getting too wide of an exception. And there we go. Okay. Boom, that'll fix it. Okay, so we want to do, okay, so we're gonna now check out everything, all this trash, get rid of. And then what else do I have here? What's the literal badness if I, let's see here, if I go to the duration here, column, I call it the durations instead, it should give me an error that says no such column durations. This is an attribute error. Oh, interesting though, it's going to be the same one, isn't it? Attribute error. It is. So I can't distinguish between those two exceptions anyway. Okay, how often do I use get attr deep? When did I add? Oh, well, that's not too bad. It's interesting that there's a chance that this does break some things for me to change this. We do want a default. In the attr exception case. So at least I can make this tighter and call it an attribute exception. Isn't that what it's called? Attribute error. But it's interesting. So this is for the property. If the property itself doesn't exist, it's an attribute error, and if the property itself throws an attribute error, raises an attribute error, then it's going to give the exact same thing we can't tell. So this is a problem with properties. Ugh. So I could do in the adder column case. I could be very explicit and look for whether or not the property exists separate from getting it. So it's kind of like there's a get adder deep, a set adder deep, and a has adder deep. But I'm not going to do that now. I'll leave it around as a reminder, but that's not the right thing. Okay, so we're going to go back to here, change that out of the way. This should all work. It's not uncut rows. It's just uncut capital R rows. Now duration, uncut rows, fine. Here we are. And the duration is 1 hour and 6 minutes. But if we bind that, 45 seconds, looks good. Go to the dragon part, it's all there, this is all legit, okay. Okay, well, it's 3:20. I need to, the last things we can do here are expand row, which we haven't touched yet. And interestingly, I'm not sure how much, oh, I guess we do kind of want that. This is a weirdness. This is like, I guess the mental model of what we're doing here. We've got multiple things. We've got the roll up, the frequency table roll up, which will combine everything in a certain section. And that's handy just in general. Gives us a lot of visited powers. But then we also can do this expand and combine thing, which is handy because we want the main transcript to be able to combine rows like that into certain lines. We have to reformat to expand things based on the length of the width of the column. And we've got enter to dive into a row to expand it that way. So I guess what I think we're probably doing here is coming up with a few different and largely compatible mental models for dealing with this transcript. And then we're going to play with it and see which ones actually wind up sticking. But if they don't work, I'm never going to use them, right? You can't be in the middle of a transcript, making edits, having something be unfinished, not saved yet, and then screwing around with expanding row and not feeling confident in it. So at least I should make that work here if I have any hope of being able to use it. So, and then we'll see which ones I wind up using. Maybe I wind up cutting some things. So yeah. Actually, first of all, before we do that, there was one more thing here. This, maybe I already got rid of. Getter duration. That's no longer being used. Okay. Because it's in the edit row, just as duration. So Let me add these things here. Sure, sure. Get rid of that. Fix these things. Yes. Yes. No. Okay. So now we're going to go to the combine expand row. Expand row. Let's see if I can do this. Comma, boop, and then if I can do an open row. That seemed to work. Is there any reason why it wouldn't work? No, because it's just going to pop them out. The only thing is that we've, well, I guess that's true. This expanding operation is not a, like pressing enter, it's easy to cue back to the original sheet, whereas expanding and compressing, or whatever we want to call it, combining, are really changing the underlying data structure. So that's I think that's the actual difference here. We have multiple ways of dealing with it. One really does alter it. The other ones just kind of give you different views into it. So maybe expand row just does work, and that's fine. And then what we really want is the undo to make that super functional here. Okay, and then our last tasks, we either could do the undo while we're here, and oh, that would make me happy, wouldn't it, to make the undo. And then the other thing, maybe I'm just procrastinating on this skipping cut segments, so I really don't know how we're going to do it. But I've been wanting undo for a while, so I guess let's try it here. Combine rows. You have to add undo, and I haven't done this in a while, so we're going to figure it out as we go. We're adding an undo function. And let's suppose that we're going to do, we actually have like a, well, let's just think here. It's not quite sort or delete, it's like a replace. But we'll start here. Set adder, sheet, rows. And this is why I visited takes up so much memory, to be honest, is because of these undos. It's super handy, and in the small, no one cares. It's all fine. But in the large, you delete one row and it makes a copy of the entire, that may not be true. Maybe for removing a row, it is actually it's more clever than that. But at least often the times when you're doing these, like a sort operation, just saves off the entire set of rows. And if it's, like I said, 1,000 rows, no problem. If it's 1 million or 10 million rows, that's going to be a lot more memory intensive. And then every sort is doing that, so you can undo them all. The main question that I have here is, where does it happen in the it happens at the front. Has to happen at the front. Also, it's gotta, well, no, I guess because it's making a new row for everybody, that's fine. Yeah, I think this is actually good as it is. And the expand row, maybe you should do the same. Yeah, I think that's just it. I think it's the same thing. And we could We should add undos for all this stuff. Oof. That's the problem. Once you open this thing up, it's like, oh, I want this for this one action. Oh, no, I want it for everything. It's not that big of a, I mean, literally it's just one line, so it's not that big of a deal, but still balking at it. Okay, let's just go through it. So we're going to add the undo for combine, expand, undo for bump. Go playhead, you can't undo. That's a movement. Split playhead, you can undo. What would that be? It's just the same old rows. Again, there might be like a, probably is a better way to do this, but, or like, you know, more memory efficient way to do it, but I'm not going to stress it right now. Go header next is moving cursor, cut rows. Oh, we're not using that anymore because now we have the bump. Using cut level at all? No, we're going to get rid of all of this. Play at status, set filter parm, no, reformat row, yeah. Oh. This is going to add an undo for every row we reformat. That's going to be nuts. So I don't think we should do that. I think we should have... There is a way, let's see here. I think it's in, must be in visit data modify for delete stuff. Oh, I actually add an undo parameter. Oh, excuse me. But actually, if we're calling it from here, we call undo equals false. And we add it here instead. Okay, speed change, that's it. So as far as I can tell, that's all the undos. Okay. Let's test it out just to see. And if I combine everything and then, oh, that's wrong, undo it. Great, and they're all even selected. I can do that up and down. And if I do that and then open it up, undo and undo, undo. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to add the undo to everything here. Cut that, yes, add, cut, add, sure, no. Okay, so we're adding the undo, fixing some bugs. Cleanups. Gosh, there's a lot of stuff in here now. Yeah, undo makes sense to you? I mean, it was only like 5 minutes. It's not a big deal, but I was balking at it. And then I can remove this stuff. Yep, inverted the cutting there. Yep, just takes attention and focus. Uncut. We have a bump. And that counts. Reclose current row. That's one that I want to add to the bottom here. Because the idea is that, I mean, aside from undo, I want to... Oh, that was everything. There we go. I want to be able to open and close this. Well, maybe that's... Or... Basically, I'm thinking if I want to like do a temporary open, then you're going to dive and quit. But if you want to do a permanent open, then you do the open paren and then close paren. It's asking for too much, I think. Okay. So here we are. Gosh, I have a number of ideas here. Okay, but we're now going to do the... Add this back here just to... Oop, not that. While I'm here, I may as well add that. And this is going to be wrapper. No, get adder deep. Okay. Okay, well, our last thing here. Maybe I can do this in about 20 minutes. We'll see. I don't know. So the idea is that when we're playing this, we want to play it through as though it were edited. Now, it's not going to be perfect because the word timings are way off, as we were saying above. And even then, you know, it should be, to a first degree, at least skipping the edited stuff out. Like here's 20 minutes of edited stuff, you just skip that. And so I want to be able to pull that off. And then the feature that I have mentioned below here to play the side substituted rows, obviously I want to say just this one section, or if I pull out these rows, I want to see what it's like to listen to this. I kind of want to be able to do arbitrary editing, ultimately. And to be able to pull those off into their side sheet because I've been clever and I've made a little thing and I'm sorting them. I don't know what I'm actually doing in order to get these rows, but I want to be able to pull it off into a side sheet and play it and see what something feels like. So there's a couple of different pieces here. One is omitting the cut rows, which we had working before for a little bit when we were having the cursor beyond the row. And what we had was a check cursor function that would see if the current cursor row was, well, first of all, it would move the cursor along, which was handy. And then it would check to see if the current cursor row was cut, and if so, find the next uncut row and then play from there. That was clever, but tricky, and we took out the cursor movement, so now we have to figure out a different way of sussing that out. The other thing is that only worked for cut rows. And if we ever want to do this feature that I have here on line 25, playing the side subsheet, then it has to play the rows individually. Like, play a row, play it until it's done, find the next row. We're gonna, how am I gonna do this? I wanted to look at the, let's see here, MPV socket. I think that's the thing I'm looking for here. You know, I think it's just the man page. Because that's how things should be. I don't know why I'm searching the web for something that it's just the man page. Well, let's hear it too. This is great. So event name. Well, that might help with this other issue I have here. Okay, let's look here. So this is an MPV process. So if we set the query here, connects to a new one every time. Oh, it might be that I need to be splitting this. So line, and then because it's not playing. Then when it is playing,
let's try it. Are we recording? Estimates and quantified.
okay, seems fine. I don't know what, oh, that's the open socket. Okay, you can try to clean those up too, but okay, what's the actual? Third property. So this is where, do I want a more long-lived socket? Not yet. We'll wait until it becomes trashy. Okay. We're actually going to, oh, that's really good. Okay, so property. What properties are here? Give me a list of properties. Well, I know that at least we have playback time. I thought there was a way to play only a certain amount. Some video crap here. All kinds of video crap here. So I think that's probably yeah, I keep getting suckered into all of these lists of things. Okay, so it's not that playlist. No, it's all the way up here. Yep. Okay, playback time remaining. A file. I think I will have to, okay. I think I'm going to do this manually. I think it's going to be, yeah, I can't do that. Okay, so it's just going to be checking if we're in an edited, are we in an edited segment or a cut segment? If so, find the next cut segment or uncut segment and jump to it. And I think it's literally just going to be it. Now, the only question is, when do we run that? Do we run it in check cursor, as we were talking about earlier, or kind of a different mechanism here? Okay, our little long-standing thread. Oh, I don't like that one, but we could put it into like a. That's terrible. I'm gonna make a check cursor again. See if that can do the trick. It was pretty okay before, except for it shouldn't adjust the cursor. It should just set the playback. Okay, and so this is going to be just as I was saying. If the current playback head Actually, we're going to find the row. The row, playback row. What was that? It's under here at, what is this edit row? I don't want an edit row. I want it in editing sheet. Here it is. Get row index by playtime. But instead of moving our cursor there, it's going to do that. And then if this is rows, and then if pdrow.cut less than, or is, I guess it's is cut. Is cut? Is that how I'm doing this? Something's wrong with, something's rotten with that. Is cut needs to be, yeah, it's just, this is just out here. I guess I could make it be on the row instead. No. Anyway, so if is cut, then we, while PD row index is less than the number of rows, we do PD row index equals 1. Actually, what if it was, let's see. At the end, if we've changed it, let's see, we're going to say if t else, actually it's if not is cut. Wait a second. Okay, we've got the original row index. We've got I. Then we play from there. Okay, will it blend? What do you think? Time not found. Oh, because we're not there. If self.mpv, not self.mpv, sorry. Let's do that. Okay, good enough. So here we go.
Let's try it. Are we recording? We are. Okay. So, hello.
Oh,
Welcome to Mag World, where we like to ask big questions, make wild guesstimates, and
okay.
literally everything on a magnitude scale.
So,
If you're new here, you should know that on a magnitude scale, every mag 1 means
wow.
times 10. So 100 is mag 2.
Okay, so that did not work. Why did it not work? Oh, if not is cut break. Otherwise, we do that. Because I don't know why that was. Okay, I see. Because it wasn't cut. Okay, let's try again.
Mike Mag World, and I'm here with my friend Mike, who's been around. Hey Mike, how's it going?
Nope.
You getting a magnitude?
Did not work. Oh. Well, that's a problem. Okay, so good enough. Let's try this here. Try it again.
Mike Mag World, and I'm here with my friend Mike, who's been around. Hey Mike, how's it going? Mike Mag World, and I'm here with...
God dang it. Why did that not work?
To learn more about Mag World, Mike Mag World, and I'm here with my friend Mike, who's been around. Hey Mike, how's it going?
Okay. Get row index by playtime, and it should have been there. 53. Oh. Oh, it still thinks it's in that row. Okay, here's another issue with that timing. Let's go to a very clean case and just see if it works in the cleanest case here.
Today's episode is Mag Matter, where we'll be talking about matter. Stuff. So, how do we measure matter? So, the main scale, you want to guess what the main scale we measure matter in is?
I would guess mass.
Okay, so except for these issues here, time not found, which yeah, aside from that, I think it actually does kind of work, and the word times being way off. So the cuts will work, to a first degree. It's not great, but it'll skip sections anyway. And the other question is, if I pull off some collection of rows into a side sheet, can I play only those? So let's see here. The whole mechanism that we have is of skipping when it's not in the right place. Now, because we're seeing with these times not found, there's enough times that are in between things, because like the words don't start until the actual word itself. The phrases don't start until the words start. That it's very possible there's many times it will fall in between sentence fragments. So we don't want to just say, oh, we're not in a row, skip everything. We want at least some, second or two of leeway, I think. But let's see, how will we do this? Might just be if it doesn't find it. Let's try this. Let's go back to that other segment thing here. If it doesn't find it, it returns right away, but we could look to the next row. Well, no. We should be finding the closest one. which is kind of this might presume, or presumes that the times are in order. And I've been wanting to do a kind of bisect here anyway. Okay, Anya, I'm going to be done here, I think, in the next few minutes. But if I'm still here, well, I'm happy to see you on the other side. But what I was getting at here is if I do a bisect, then I can find out where it should be and kind of pick the next row. Next row. And then if we're within a second, just let it play. But if we're not, then skip to it. So a bisect is one of the answers. Actually doing a get bisect on this thing. Or not get bisect. What's it called? Binary search. Do I want to do that right now? I think because it's at the end of this 2-hour segment, I'm going to say no, but that would solve a couple of problems at once here. So when we do that binary search, okay, I think that's going to be our task for, I guess, Friday. I think I'll be here on Friday. I have a lunch date, but I should be here hopefully by 2 or so. Otherwise, though, we are working on the skip cut segments, and I think that works. And so this is going to get us to the point where we can select a few rows, at least if they're in order, and play just those. And then we're still back to the word timings being way off, but that's a separate issue we have to solve again with a transcript maker. And then yeah, I think that's great. So I think we got to a good place today, Wombat. Thank you so much for being here. I think that we are, I don't know, we're not done. We got a couple more features to implement here for this thing before it's totally, we're just kind of call it done. But I am really hopeful. I think we're well over a hump, as we have been, and now we're getting to the end of it. So it's going to be the next few days of editing, and then we're going to wind up making some instructions and shipping this thing off. So thanks a lot for being here, Wombat. It's good seeing you. It's good seeing you, Anya. Good seeing you, anybody else who is around. And I will see you probably not tomorrow, but Friday. Okay. Cheers, everyone. See you on the flip-flop.